Welcome to 2020 Vision, where we talk to small business leaders and learn what it is to be successful in today's market. We have 20 questions and we've got 20 minutes, so let's get started. So my first question for you is, can you give us a little intro?
So, how you doing? I'm Quentin McDougall, owner and founder of Nothing But Web. That's it. How much intro do you want? This is the day after the ball drop. So this, keep that in mind as we're going through with this.
No problem. Everybody's got some time to get started. It's day one. It is the first day in January, so 2020 is a new decade. Everybody's got their time to get started. So, what's the mission? Would you say when you first got started? What was kind of the mission what you were looking to accomplish?
Well, initially, fast forward, or actually rewinding back to 2011, a couple of friends and I we decided to start a basketball business, and as a nonprofit business, we didn't want to legalize everything as far as go through the paperwork. So what we decided, in order to get more people out, is that we needed a web presence. And at the time, when shopping around, we looked for different people to build a website for us. The prices were way too high for what we were doing because we were just doing it out of love and not out of money. And when you're starting up at the beginning, you need some type of money. So just kind of fooling around, playing around with different kind of website builders, website creation platforms. I just kind of figured it out. And then from there on, fast forward to now, I think my vision has developed where now I get more excited about helping new businesses or people with their ideas, bring them to life. Starting from the beginning stages of their business where it could be an idea and actually bringing them full, fast forward to brick and mortar businesses, if it says more successful businesses, and just getting them started and ideally quitting their jobs, because I have a lot of clients that quit their jobs to fulfill and go forward with their businesses full time.
Wow, that's amazing. So you saw an opportunity, and then you were able to kind of learn more about the field, and then actually take advantage, and then that's kind of how everything got started. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough to begin with. At the beginning. I mean, going back when I first started, I was my own customer.
Right.
Trying to figure it out on my own. It looked horrible the first couple of go arounds. And then later, towards the end of that first year, I picked up a friend of mine. He actually was a personal trainer, and he needed a website.
Right.
And then at the time, he needed one, and then I didn't know what I was doing at the time, but I hopped on it and just figured out, hey, let me just try and figure it out.
Right.
So he was my very first client at the end of that first year to try and figure it out. But I didn't actually get my second client until the third year of business. So just to kind of fill in the gaps in between, every month I would just rebuild that same site and put it back out there.
Right.
To put it out there to look like, I was doing, hopefully to attract other customers, other clients to come aboard, with the same product. But it did take a while to get to where I am today.
I mean, I think that's important in business as well. A lot of people go through and get started. They try, it doesn't work the first time, and then they quit. But it means it says a lot about your company that you were able to, take that one misstep, whether it was like getting the acquisition of the clients, and then you were able to move forward. Okay, this isn't, going off as I thought it was. Let me try to rework, present it in different ways. And then with you keep working on it, how many clients do you have now?
About 47.
Wow, look at the turnaround. So you started with that one.
Started with that one. That took me 3 years to get to 2, and then by the time I get to 4th year, went from 1 to 2 to 4 to 7, and then now some clients I have been around since the beginning with me. And then again, like you were saying, just people with their businesses and not sticking with it.
Right.
I had a lot of clients that come in with great ideas, especially now at the beginning of the year. This is 2020. A lot of people are going to have great ideas, but they don't have to follow through. And I'll try to do it with my business coaching, that sometimes you just got to stick with something. It might fail at first, but just if you put the work in, eventually the success will come with it.
Wow. They say even on the third try, that's even about average for a successful company. So some people don't even get past that first mark. And especially with it being a new year, everybody's got that checklist they want to hit. They got those workout goals they want to do. So the gym memberships are going to skyrocket.
It's almost social media. I mean, if I had $1 for every 2020 vision, no pun intended with the show, that everyone had, I'd be a millionaire right now.
Right.
I'll still be doing this because it's what I love to do. But it's the beginning of the year. Everyone has their New Year's resolutions and just going through. This is where I come in.
Right.
So a lot of times, just meeting with different clients, perspectives, this is when my phone starts to ring now.
Right. Of
But,
course.
as they go through, they realize it's hard. And,
Right.
I try to coach them and let them know that, hey, you got to stick with it in order to be successful.
So speaking of coaching, it kind of reminds me of leadership. So how would you say that your background's kind of developed your leadership style or strategy that you use when it comes to working with different clients?
I think overall, the first thing, I'll say the first and foremost, most clients that I know kind of behind the scenes that full-time I'm a teacher. A lot of people don't know that. They don't realize that's what I do. But I take a lot of the skills I use in the classroom
Right.
and then apply it to business owners because in a sense it's kind of walking through the steps and preparing. I compare it to comparing a lesson. You got it. You have to get the client from step A to Z.
Right.
You've got to figure out the right solution. And sometimes it may not work and you have to develop different strategies for different clients. And I use that as part of the main basis of the strategies that I use when helping, work with other businesses, I would say.
Okay. So you kind of take your strategy you use with teaching your students and then kind of are able to turn that over with your clients and then kind of formulate a plan on success kind of.
Exactly.
Okay.
I use my background skills in teaching, coaching different sports, and just kind of working with clients where they are and getting them to develop to where they should be or where they want to be ideally.
Wow, that's great. So it sounds like when it comes to being a leader of people, it sounds like I know you said you do some coaching, so with the team, you're gonna have to be able to develop younger kids, especially like in the classroom, and you're able to actually implement that in the real world. So being able to kind of cross over on those different, different fields, see
Exactly.
how that could be
Exactly.
beneficial.
Exactly. And I like to think of all my clients as team members of the Nothing But Web team.
Okay.
So we're only as strong as every member on the team.
Right.
So my goal is if I have one client and they're slacking or they need the extra motivation, I'll give them because overall, long-term success is what I'm looking for. And if I have long-term success with the clients that I have, they'll in turn tell other people about the business and send a referral and then we'll start the process all over again. So always my goal from the beginning is to always build the best team I can.
So what would you say is unique about your company? What kind of makes you stand out from some of the other web services?
Well, the first thing I think that makes me unique is my business model, but I'm not going to give away that secret sauce. That secret sauce has got me where I am today. But what I will tell you though is that I think the second most unique item is unique trait that I have as a business owner is I actually listen to the clients. Starting out, in order to start a business, I did the research. So I sat down with 10 different web designers, web developers in the space before I even put my foot in the door. And I went through them, sat with them as an anonymous client, just trying to feel them out.
Right.
And then I took all the pros and the cons, and a lot of them had cons, and then I worked that solution in order to help me get to where I need to be with the business model.
Okay.
So the most unique aspect is all my clients know that I'm one phone call away. A lot of people have web developers that are overseas, they never talk to. Some people you can only contact them through email, through text message. All my clients know, and I pride myself that I'm one phone call away, one text away. And I check in with them. A lot of people might build a website for them and just kind of build it, here you go, leave me alone. I've
Right.
had that, that's what I've seen before. But me, I'm checking on my clients monthly. So if I don't hear from them, I'll make sure I reach out to them to make sure they're okay, how they're doing, find out their mental space. I know that's big now, but as far as with clients, I found that a lot of clients like the fact that they know I'm there. I'm kind of there in the background if they
Right,
need
that's
me. I'm there as a sounding board. I'm there to give advice when they need to because just doing it for as long as I'm doing it. Most people that come to me with a business idea is never original, but I can kind of troubleshoot them through the pitfalls that they'll face based on the past client that I had before.
Okay.
So I guess that would be unique.
I think that personability factor is huge. With the world being so globalized now, like you said, your developer could be overseas. The hours of operations could be totally different from when you actually need them. So being able to pick up the phone and be able to reach somebody seems like it's definitely something that I would need because I know I'm in use and I'm looking for a website. So this is why I think you'll be perfect to work with in the future. Definitely would be something I would be interested in. If your company can make a little room for me, I definitely would be.
Well, here's my card. Imaginary card insert here.
All right, I'll definitely have to follow up on that one later. So, what advice would you have to your younger self So it doesn't have to be pertaining to your company, but just in general, you moving forward in the world, seeing how everything's turned out for yourself now.
My younger self, I would give, well, taking a flashback, I think I'm only successful now because of all the failures that I've had in the past. And if I could go back to talk to my younger self, I would tell that person or my younger self to follow through, even though it may sound or seem like a failure at first. If you just stay persistent with what you're doing,
Right.
it might go through. Because I look back all the time at different ideas that I had and just think to myself or kick myself and say, hey, I should have just stuck with it. Because now, currently, or 3 years from that point, I look and someone else is doing it.
Right.
And it's like if I just stuck with it and followed it all the way through, who knows where that could have, or that idea could have taken off to at this point.
That's a great kind of a great statement, I would say, because a lot of times when people fail, that's when they quit. But there is such thing as also failing forward. You kind of are able to take your loss, learn from it, and then move forward from there. So I definitely would say that would be great advice to give out to not just yourself but anybody.
Yeah, and a lot of people are just afraid to fail.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. A lot of people are afraid to fall on their face, and I was one of them at one point. So I think that creates value. Just talking with clients now.
Right.
It's okay. You're gonna fail, but stick with it.
Right. Certainly. So what would you say is something that drives you daily? What's kind of like your motivating factor, puts the battery in your back to kind of keep pushing forward?
Well, my driving force is to get to that magic number of 100 working functional websites of clients. As I said, at 47 now, going in this year, I'm trying to get by this time next year, I want to have 100 clients.
Okay.
So just getting to that magic number of 100 that it takes. I mean, that takes sleeping less hours. That take me meeting with different clients, following different referrals that may come up. My goal is to get to that magic number of 100 clients.
Okay. All right. So I mean that's great. Having that actual goal gives you something to work towards. So when it comes to like developing your goals, do you have like a go-to person? Do you have any sort of like role models in business? Networking is very important these days. Trying to build yourself up by utilizing the resources and successes of others.
So I have a couple different ones. One in particular is my wife. I bounce all ideas off of her all the
Right,
time.
of course.
She's that special secret partner that I have all the time. She's behind the scenes always working, just like I'm behind the scenes always working.
Right.
So all ideas always run through her. Then I have different business leaders that I may personally know, that I've met with, and I kind of use them as mentors.
Right.
And then I have the fictional ones that we always seek, the different people, whether it be author or business leader or business owner in different spaces. I kind of watch their strategies and read up about them and learn from their pitfalls and try to figure out how to integrate their skills and their strategies into what I do.
Okay.
So I think that and family members, that would be the best, I guess, motivational people or people that I go to as consult before doing most actions that I do.
Okay, great. So you do have that support system where you're able to kind of check in with these people, see if a move is right, or seeing if the acquisition of certain clients will be right for not only you but for them. You kind of go in and check.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the best part of getting to this point is
Right.
the ability to say no. I mean, there's a lot of clients I meet with. I have the ability just to say no. I don't want to work with you.
Right.
At first everybody wants to work with everybody, and that kind of dilutes the service of any type of business because you get people that start out and just want to try it and I can do it. We're in a society where everybody can watch a YouTube tutorial and figure out, hey, I can do it.
Right.
But they don't put that 10,000 hours in that it takes to actually get through it.
Of course.
So a lot of times people may come to me with ideas, and I'm in a position now where I can just say, no, I don't agree with that ethically, morally, or just just a bad idea.
I think that's probably the best part of owning your own business too, is the ability to say no. When you're working for a large corporation, you follow whatever the boss is telling you to do, but
Exactly.
being the man on top, you make all the decisions
Exactly.
and kind of move and operate how you'd like. So what would you say, thinking back to, when you first started your company, what was your initial goal client-wise? Did you have a magic number then, or did you start off with 100? Did you start off with 5 maybe, and then be like, okay, let me see if I can get 5, and then we keep moving, or?
Well, initially starting off, I didn't have a particular number of client in mind.
Right.
I work off the path of someone tells me I can't do something, so I'm gonna make it happen.
Okay.
Back then, I was told that, hey, you can't build a website, so I figured out how to do it. A lot of times, even with my profession, I've dealt with different barriers that come up, and a lot of people just say, "Hey, you can't do it." I pride myself on trying to make the impossible happen.
Right.
So someone tells me I can't do it, give me a day or two, I'll figure out how to get it done.
That's huge. Because even like in the NFL today, we've got the scenario with Lamar Jackson. They tried to convert him to a wide receiver. His mom stepped in and was like, "No, my son's going to be a quarterback."
Yeah,
Look at him now.
Look at him now.
MVP candidate. Who knows what they'll do in the playoffs. So it's a lot of time when people, there's those who listen to the no's and then those who take the no's and convert it and move forward and become successful. So that's definitely good that you were able to do that. When it comes to next step for your company, what would you say that you're looking to do next? What's your next big leap? After getting your 100, are you looking to go full-time into the web design eventually?
I think the next steps is trying to house all the clients that I have. Just kind of talking with the clients that I have. Some of the biggest pitfalls is that they don't have a home of their own,
Right.
or they're being overcharged for the spaces that they're using now. A lot of the clients I have, I help them work along with each other. So there's a lot of partnership that goes on between my clients. So for example, if I have a personal trainer, he may have a client that needs some help in the mental health space. So
Right.
I have therapists I can refer him to. If that same person now has a clothing line that they want to start, I have clients I can refer them to as far as getting their materials, their t-shirts, or whatever product they want to put out.
Right.
And then take that same client and you want to walk them to a grand opening. I have a client that has a retail space that they could use. So I pride myself on being able to take every person or every client from the time they wake up to the time they go to sleep. They'll use every single one of my clients.
So it sounds like you're becoming a real-life social network.
Exactly.
You're able to take your resources, which is your clients in one area, knowing somebody is in need, and able to connect them, kind of like a directory.
Exactly.
Or is that one of kind of the services that your business provides, or do you kind of pick and choose, okay, I know this person, this will probably be great?
Well, so I offer, I'm now, not only do I offer web design, but I also offer social media marketing. I also offer business consulting, and with consulting, I also offer with the networking too. The networking piece is I have some clients that come in and they don't know what they don't need.
Right.
So a lot of the times that I can hook them up with different clients that I have to make their lives easier. For example, if they need a graphic designer, I have one on call 24 hours a day that they can get it to. And because they come through me, they get it at a discounted rate and a discounted price. So along with the networking, I also do business, which I want to call now, I'm coining it for this year, it's going to be called business therapy. Because I have a lot of clients that
You
call
heard it
me
here first. Business
therapy.
Do
I'm going to be a
not
business
steal.
therapist. I'm going to make that happen this year because I have a lot of clients that call me when things seem like they're, it seems like their world's falling apart. They have to give me a call and have me walk them through a scenario or give them best advice. Or
Right.
sometimes they just need a sounding board.
Right.
A lot of times in business, I wish I had that going through it and there was no one there.
So that's something you kind of learn from you building and developing your own business, is having that person to sound off of and to kind of give you not necessarily the next step, but kind of give you the ideas that you can kind of take forward, and you're able to kind of develop your own method or come to your own decision, but just being able to have that
Yeah,
person to
exactly. I
speak
think
with.
everybody needs mentorship.
Right.
And I think it's just taking mentorship to the next level, because I know when I started, a lot of people, or if you watch it on TV or social media, starting a business looks easy, but they never broadcast the negatives and the nightmares and the pitfalls that comes along with it. So a lot of times, most people give up because they get stuck in
Right.
that position and they don't know where to go, where to turn to. And I want to be that person that you turn to. Nothing but what? Shameless plug.
I think on that we got everything we needed for today. We definitely appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
And again, I'll let you know. Sounds like I'm gonna need that website with you having that personal touch in your company. It sounds like something that everybody's gonna need. I did actually have one more question. So what would you say is, so a lot of people kind of go through, they try to go old school, handing out business cards, networking. What do you say is the advantage to them having a website? Do you think every company should have one? Or is it more select companies that'll be able to kind of operate with one and then kind of benefit from it?
I think in this day and age, the business cards are kind of obsolete. I know I go to different networking events and there's a lot of business cards passed out. Myself, I have them as well.